Let me say a pleasant good evening to the General Secretary of the National Transformation Alliance, Mr. Teemal. Pleasant good evening, sir.
Pleasant good evening to you, Mikey, and to your viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much for taking time out to link with us here this evening. And while we're on air, of course, a press release came out by yourself. The NTA would like to express its utter disgust with President San Juan Laventille Regional Corporation Chairman Anthony Roberts, who sent municipal police officers to the NTA's high visibility event last evening at the Kweze San Juan in an attempt to shut us down. No fault of the officers, who expressed that they were under orders from the chairman himself. And this type of action violates the independence of the police, and it is reminiscent of similar actions by Prime Minister Rowley himself. I mean, a lot is taking place. They say it's silly season, but I mean, the seriousness of it is this. When the NTA started, and as General Secretary, I mean, you were there, we were part of it as foundation. Did you expect that you would have a campaign where so many people would be so worried, so concerned, and be threatened by your political presence that it would boil down to all of this?
You know, Mikey, I have to say yes, right? Because I knew from the very beginning how special the NTA was and what it was going to be, and how pivotal it would be in any election moving forward. And as such, it was sort of expected. I think the other part of it is that, I speak to a lot of my PNM friends, and I ask them, what has the PNM done in the past 8 years? What has this Keith Rowley-led PNM done in the past 8 years? And because there is, they don't have much to to respond to, they have to focus on the negative. So if you see the campaign is, is primarily about going after Gary Griffith or going after the NTA, and then you have, the B team going after, calling my name, calling Safi Naitula. It's just, it's a really sad state of affairs for them, but it's encouraging for us because, I grew up, with a saying where, people don't pelt mango trees that are not bearing, and, just from the rhetoric, just from the attacks, you can, and the attempts at stifling us, which is so silly. Because what we were doing on the crazy yesterday, Mikey, was simply, chatting with people, handing out flyers, doing what other parties should be doing, and not focusing on them. We not focus on anybody, on other party. And what we are seeing is that they are very focused on us. They want to know what we're doing. They want to know, every there's a whole song, every step you take, every move you make. It's incredible. So to answer your question, I'm not surprised, but it is revealing. It is revealing. But just to make one point from that incident yesterday, there was a silver lining, and it showed that the corporation, if it is done, if they do it right, they can use the municipal police not in the way that they used them yesterday, right? But in a way that benefits the people, that keeps them safe. Because there is this force, this incredible force of very, very good officers, professional. I mean, the level of professionalism of that young lady who came to us yesterday was amazing. It was refreshing, and it was indicative of what it is we know, which is that the majority of police officers in Trinidad and Tobago are good and decent and professional people. They, however, are being attacked and intimidated and influenced, and we are seeing the results of that.
Yeah.
I mean, when I mentioned that whole thing about acting like his leader, but look at what went on with the Emeritus fiasco. Look at what is going on with the Brent Thomas abduction. Look at what is going on with the intrusion into Fali and this excitement about investigation, but nothing about the Brent Thomas case, nothing about Blessy Prasad and her breaking the law, despite political leader Gary Griffith supplying the evidence to both McDonald Jacob and Erla Christopher. It's incredible.
Yeah. Mr. Teemal, let me ask you as well, the Prime Minister recently says that he apologized for the state of many of our roads, and the reason is this: priority. So much going on, I guess perhaps the infrastructure was not a priority as apologizing. And I think many people looking on would say, but this is the same Prime Minister who said that this is just a local government election. Now we're seeing conversations with the Prime Minister. We're seeing where, of course, the chairman of the Samoan Regional Corporation being accused of political bullying, and so much taking place. And of course, you said that you expected that. And by saying you expected that, give us that feeling, the essence of what gave birth to the NTA.
Well, the NTA was born out of that historical third force, that bridge constituency, which is always there in our politics. I mean, Mikey, you I don't know how old you are, but if you might be a student of history like myself, and you would know that in 1981, under the ONR, there was 80,000 people out of our electorate who did not want that continuation. They wanted that transformation. They wanted that better Trinidad and Tobago. That translated into a win, a historical win. First defeated the PLM in 1986. It did the same thing in 2010, and in 2007, that was 148,000 votes.
Right.
No seats. But in 2010, it was able to join with other forces to annihilate the PNM again. 400 and something thousand people, voters, came out and rejected the PNM. This is the expectation that we are having, in this local government election and beyond. And to get to your point, right, there is a level of irony and hypocrisy, and I guess maybe a setting in of reality. This is a local government election. Yes, that is the terms being used. But this is more than that. Mikey, on the ground, everywhere I go, as a candidate, as a supporter of my candidate, I see it every day. This is a referendum on leadership. The number one issues that people are dealing with is crime, no jobs, and just, food prices, the economy. I mean, I heard a friend of mine boasting about what the PNM did for the economy, and I said, what they did for the economy, what destroyed it, made it difficult for somebody, for the grandmother who's living on a fixed income to live. Is that what you're boasting about?
And of course, every political party is tested at this time. You're going to the polls and you're vying for seats and what have you. Now, looking at it now, have you seen changes, internal changes, as far as the executive, as far as the mood, as far as, what has become the main priority among your colleagues and everyone who is saying the NTA is going out there to make a difference? Have you seen that change from day one to now? And if so, what stands out the most for you?
Absolutely. I've seen that, and it is growing. One of the things that is said throughout the candidates that we have and throughout the executive is that August 14th is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the beginning. Win, lose, or draw, candidates will continue to work, because that is who we are. We are committed to serve. This is not, I was asked a question on another show, what is the role of a councillor? And I said the traditional role is to show up sometime before election, shake hands, make promises, and then break promises for the next 3 or 4 years, as the case may be, and then show up again to ask for your vote. But what is the traditional role. That's what we citizens have become accustomed to. But what is the role of a council? It's really to continue to serve, so that when, as I said, win, lose or draw, we have to continue to figure out ways to, to reduce crime. We have to continue to figure out ways to affect transformation as far as giving people access to jobs. In my own constituency of Mover, we have a very, very comprehensive plan that, as I said, extends beyond August 14, where we are going to be making, digital communication, because that's the way that young people communicate, so that we can do jobs fairs and legal fairs and so forth, using the available technology. And we're going to be speaking with employers from all, from the large conglomerates to the regular guys, the mechanics on the side of the road, right? So that what we're going to be doing is basically creating a jobs database and hopefully trying to integrate that into the people that we meet, whether it's in Mova, Lavantil, all the areas where we know that has been neglected and have issues of job placement.
Yeah, as far as for the young people. And let me ask you this: what do you say to folks that go about saying that Jack Warner is a political liability and is not an asset to any alliance with the UNC and the NTA?
I would say you need to come on the ground. You need to come on the ground and you need to speak with actual people, not listen to talking heads and people who have political agendas. If you speak to people on the ground, Mikee, the man is a legend. He is seen as a somebody who has helped a lot of people. He is seen as very professional, and if anybody thinks that he is not an asset, well, I want to disagree. The guy is definitely doing what it is he has to do, and I have not seen any negative impact or any negative fallout from him joining the UNC.
Wonderful. Any closing comments? Go right ahead.
Well, I want to say that to all the voters out there, and to people who might not be thinking about voting, right? Especially those. I want to say that this election is important because if we do this correctly, it sends a message to the ruling party, the people who are in power right now, the Keith Rowley-led PNM, that you are not happy. And if anybody is happy with the direction the country is headed in, right, that's great, that's fine, but for them. But the majority of people I know are not happy, and we need to send that message. This is a rescue mission, and it has begun already, but we will be seeing some of the results on August 14, and we're looking forward to the general election where we can really begin to make that transformation whilst in government.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teemal. Best of luck again to you and your entire team. Keep up the good work, and we'll be checking in with you, of course, before the big day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mikee.